Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another videos. Manchester United are going to host at Old Trafford against Aston Villa this weekend. So Premier League weekends, Premier League weekend 34, and United are going to play at Old Trafford against Aston Villa. Aston Villa is so good at the moment. Okay, they are one of the best team in the Premier League at the moment. They have been consistently good for so far, especially under Unai Emery, and they are trying to find some European sport for them. Maybe in the Champions League, maybe the Europa League sport. They are finding a European football sport for this season. So they are not gonna make some sort of mixtape. They are going to prepare to win this game at Old Trafford, and they won against Manchester United in the Villa Park. They has been fantastic this season in a lot of games, especially under Unai Emery. So this is gonna be a huge difficult game for Manchester United. It's gonna be very difficult. The reason is we are not good at the moment. Okay, we can perform in first half, but at the second half we were shit. We can perform in the second half, but first half we were shit. So we are not consistently good for full on 90 minutes, which is the problem, the big issue for Manchester United. So we need to change that. The reason and the problem is, even every time I want to make some changes, we don't have enough quality player on the bench. So when you try to make a substitution from the first line player, when the substitution player come on the pitch, he cannot perform on the highest level. He cannot perform like the first line player. So what happened? And our performance are going down. One, because of substitution player doesn't have a quality which is required to play for Manchester United. That is a huge problem. That is huge problem for Manchester United. That is one of the biggest problem. Alright. So every time I want to solve that problem, even though he want to solve, this is not the thing that he can do. All he can do is change the player in the summer transfer window, because they are not good enough. Okay, they're not good enough. That's why we need to make some changes today. We have to make some changes. And regarding to Aston Villa performance, they haven't lost the last consecutive 7 games in the Premier League. They drew once against the Brentford, and they won against the Fulham the other day, and they just drew one game in the last 7 games. They won the last 60 game. That's the last 6 game. So it is scary for Manchester United. And then they even tried Newcastle. We all know how good Newcastle at the moment is, right? But even Newcastle, Aston Villa has been dominated the full 90 minutes. Okay, and they play and they win like a 3-0. It's crazy. Okay, under Unai Emery, Aston Villa's performance is scary. The only advantage for Manchester United today is we are going to play at Old Trafford. This season, Manchester United have lost 7 games. Only one coming from the home games. That is the start of the season against Brentford. Against the Brighton. We lost 1-2 to at Old Trafford. Okay, so and then we concede 39 goals this season. Okay, 39 goals this season, and 31 goals coming from the away games. So we only concede 8 goals at Old Trafford this Premier League season. So this is quite crazy for Manchester United, because there is a huge quality gap between Manchester United home and away form. So this is the biggest advantage for Manchester United in a Sunday game against Aston Villa. Okay, so we have not much advantage against Villa. So it's gonna make a huge difficult game for Manchester United. But whatever, at the end of the game, all the matter is we have to win the game. Forget about the clean sheet. Forget about the performance. At the end of the game, all the matter is we need to win. We need to collect 3 points at Old Trafford in front of the 75,000 fans. don't let them down. Okay, don't let them down. They give you like a 2 hour. Okay, and then they spend money to see your shitty performance. Okay, you can't do like this. Okay, you're a professional footballer. You earn hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. Okay, so show some performance, show some character. The other day against as Torino Hotspur, we were shit. We were absolutely shit. So this can happen again. You can see their excuse in the social media, like, oh, disappointed performance, we're gonna make things right on a Sunday, blah 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 blah. We've seen so many times you guys are doing this. Every time you lose the match, and then you couldn't come back. Okay, you couldn't hold your performance, your consistent performance for a full of 90 minutes. So that is a huge problem. Okay, but they have to change that. They have to maintain the performance for 90 minutes. That can be an excuse. Okay, so let's talk about the first lineup. Okay, so this is, I'm going to predict that this is the best lineup for Aston Villa game. Of course, we have some limit and we have no choice in some position. So David De Gea in goal. This is my back four. I think Erik ten Hag need to make a change in the back four. Except in the center back pairing partnership, the fullbacks need to change. He need to change fullback. So Wenger, Richard and Varane. So we have to maintain, and Luke Shaw and Vitalino. And Harry Maguire got injury to the other game against before Tottenham Hotspur game, so he will not be involved this game. Okay, so it gotta be Malaysia on the left hand side because Erik ten Hag won Jadon Sancho after the first half in the dressing room that he need to make it together with the defender, and they need to play like a team, and he didn't, and he stepped him up. So we saw so many weakness from our white area. So that is because our white players and white defender cannot work together as a team. So I think we have to change that position. So it gotta be Malaysia, of course. Okay, and then when you go to the right side, I think Erik ten Hag are going to use Diego Dalot instead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because most of our fans want to see Wan-Bissaka because we need to start Emiliano Buendia or Coutinho, Oli Watkins, whoever play on the left hand side. That's why. But I think against Tottenham Hotspur, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka have struggled some sort of tired on the game because he play a lot of games consistently. That's why I think Erik ten Hag gonna change the right hand side by playing Diego Dalot. Okay, so this is gonna be my back four, and this is gonna be my midfield trio. So there's no midfield better trio for Manchester United at the moment, but this is not the game that we expect take a full control, because technically Aston Villa is better than at the moment because they have the right player for their system when we don't. If we take Eriksen out, no one on the bench, no one the player on the bench can play like Eriksen. If we take Bruno Fernandes out, no one player on the bench, okay, absolutely no one can play like Bruno Fernandes. If we take Casemiro out, we are dead. So that's why I think our bench player doesn't have a quality like Aston Villa players. Aston Villa have the right player and the right quality for their system. That's why they are better than us at the moment. Okay, that's why we can't play the other midfielder. So we cannot control the full of the match. So if we want to, now if we are not control the games, which means we need to press. When we try to press, we need a player who can walk. Okay, who can take a walk cross like Sabitzer. Fred, forget about Fred. This guy is not a Brazilian, alright? Forget about Fred. We need to check his passport. This guy is not a Brazilian. I swear to God, this guy is not a Brazilian. Hey, no way this is a Brazilian. I've never seen in my entire life. I watch hundreds of games. A lot of Brazilian player, even some player from like a small place or on the street. No one is shittier than Fred. Absolutely no one. I cannot even believe my eye how this guy became a professional footballer. Even he's a Brazilian. I know way this guy gonna be Brazilian. Okay, so no threat, absolutely no threat in our first 11. And then Sabitzer might take the job as good as Eriksen. Of course, he is not as good as Eriksen, obviously. But when it's come to high pressing, okay, we're gonna play Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro as a defensive pivot, and then Sabitzer gonna play as a number 10 role. He's not gonna create like Bruno Fernandes did, okay, but he gonna maintain our pressing game. So that's why I think if we are going to make a change in our midfield, that will be Eriksen, and then Sabitzer coming in. That's it. Okay, you can change any other position. And when we talk about the attacking trial, this is the attacking trial. Okay, so no Martial. The reason is not because I don't like him, but I don't think Martial is a fit enough to start this game, because we saw against Tottenham Hotspur, he came on the second half. He plays like not fit. Okay, so he seems not fit. That's why I think we don't have to play Anthony Martial against Aston Villa. It won't work if we will be on board in our starting 11. So no Martial. And of course, Jadon Sancho on the left hand side, he's been absolutely doing, absolutely fantastic at the moment. But he need to work together with our left back, okay? Because when you are not tracking back, and we're gonna give some advantage to the Aston Villa players, which is leading to the goal. So that's why Jadon Sancho have to make a team. He play as a team. And now, of course, Anthony Santos. And no, I don't think Garnacho will be involved today. He's ready. I don't know whether he's ready or not, but he can play. He's training on the ground. He's training ground already. But I don't think Anthony or Eric Ten Hag gonna use him the today game. So he's gonna be involved. I think Brighton games next week. So this is my lineup against Aston Villa. So in the conclusion, we're not gonna control like a 60% position, 70% position. Okay, it's gonna be like a 49-51, because at the moment, on form, Aston Villa is better than Manchester United. And technically, Aston Villa is better than Manchester United. Okay, so it is gonna be a huge game, and we can't lose at Old Trafford. No, we can't. We can't lose at Old Trafford. The last time we lost at Old Trafford in the Premier League was the beginning of the season against Brighton. We lost 1-2 to Brighton. That's it. So we cannot let Aston Villa win this game, and we need to make we have to collect the 3 points to maintain the point gap between the other the 5th and 6th place teams. So I think it's gonna be a difficult game, but I think it should be a win for Manchester United. Okay, so what do you think about this game? Do you think we can win this game? Make sure to comment below. Thanks for watching, guys.